This is the circuit arrangement of a series type ohm meter. Here it mainly consists of a battery with a polarity like this and a meter having a resistance of Rm and full scale deflection current of IM or IFSG and a series resistance RSE and a shunt resistance RSH. Up to here, that is the portion to the left of terminals A and B is the circuit arrangement of a series type ohm meter, and the right side portion is the unknown resistance which is to be connected to the ohm meter circuit for measuring its resistance value. This instrument essentially consists of a sensitive DC instrument connected in series with a resistance and a battery to a pair of terminals to a pair of terminals to which the resistance under test is connected, that is here, so that indication of the instrument depends on the magnitude of current flowing through the meter, which ultimately depends on the value of resistance under test. It is quite obvious. When the resistance changes, the current supplied by the battery also changes. When the current supplied by the battery changes, the current flowing through the basic PMMC movement changes. Thereby, its deflection changes. Deflection in the sense the pointer movement over a calibrated scale. So, the measured quantity of resistance depends upon the current supplied by the battery, which in turn depends upon the resistance value of the unknown resistor, provided the instrument is properly calibrated. That means, first, with using standard values of known values of resistance, first we have to calibrate the scale. Say, for example, for zero resistance, when both the terminals are short circuited, then what happens? When both the terminals are short circuited, current starts flowing through this arrangement. When current starts flowing through this arrangement, then the current through the meter has to be limited to the full scale deflection current. So, in that case, for that reason, the series resistance is chosen. And for say 1 kilo ohm, meter shows some arbitrary position on the scale. It has to be marked as 1 kilo ohm. 10 kilo ohms, meter shows another position and it has to be marked as 10 kilo ohm. 100 kilo ohms, meter position has to be marked as 100 kilo ohms. Like that, with known standard values of resistances, first the meter has to be properly calibrated. Only after that it can be used for measurement of unknown resistance. Now, circuit diagram of a simple series type ohm meter is shown in figure 3.20. That is this one. When terminals A and B are shorted together and the value of shunt resistance is adjusted so that the instrument indicates the full scale reading on the scale, then the position of the pointer corresponding to zero resistance and this position would be on the extreme right hand side. When terminals A and B are left open, no current flows through the meter, and it does not give any movement on the scale, and the position of the pointer corresponds to infinite resistance, that is the extreme extreme left hand side of the scale. Without any movement, the pointer rests at the extreme left hand side and it has to be marked as infinity. A convenient quantity to use to design a series type ohm meter is the value of Rx, which causes half of the full scale deflection of the instrument. That means in designing the circuit of a series type ohm meter, one particular value is very important, value of resistance is very important. That is known as half scale resistance value, indicated as RH. H indicates half scale. And at that position, the meter pointer would be exactly at the center of the scale, middle of the scale. At this position, the resistance across terminals A and B is defined as half scale position resistance RH. If full scale deflection current of the meter, this is a mistake, it has to be IM. It has to be IM. The internal resistance of the meter Rm, the battery EMF E, and the half scale resistance RH are given. Then the circuit can be analyzed and the values of RSE and RSH can be determined. Now first we'll see the case of shorting terminals A and B. When the terminal A and B is shorted, when the terminal A and B is shorted, here these two are shorted, the maximum current flows in the circuit. In this condition, the shunt resistance is adjusted until the movement indicates full scale current. RSE is definitely used for limiting the current, but when the terminals A and B are shorted, the current supplied by this battery gets divided into two parts. One is ISH and one is IM. Here we have to adjust the value of RSH in such a way that a fraction of IB, that is the battery current, flows through the shunt resistance in such a way that IB is equal to IFSD plus ISH. That means ISH has to be adjusted in such a way by using this potentiometer that the pointer of the basic PMMC movement reads full. That means the current through the meter should be full scale deflection current. That is the first condition. And here the pointer no doubt is showing full scale deflection, but what is the resistance value between the terminals A and B? The resistance value between the terminals A and B is 0. So naturally the extreme right hand side position of the scale is to be marked as 0. Now, when the terminals A and B are open, when the terminal A and B are open, that is when the unknown resistance is infinite, the current in the circuit drops to 0. Obvious. Why? Because here when this terminals A and B are open, the loop is open. Positive is connected no doubt to the meter, but negative is in floating condition. It is open. So when the loop is open, no current flows through the circuit or no current flows through the basic movement. So naturally the movement pointer rests at its extreme left hand side position. That is when Rx is infinity, the current in the circuit drops to 0 and the movement indicates zero current, which is then marked as infinite ohms on the scale, infinity ohms on the scale. By connecting different known resistances across the terminals A and B, intermediate markings can be done on the scale. That is what I told. By using known values connected between terminals A and B, for different positions on the scale, the corresponding scale markings are to be noted down. That is what we call calibration of the scale before starting the use. The accuracy of instrument can be checked by measuring different values of the standard resistance, right? Here the current is inversely proportional to the resistance. The scale is marked from infinity to 0 as shown in figure. Since the current is inversely proportional to the resistance, the scale markings would be non-linear in reality. The scale markings would be non-linear. So the scale markings would be more distanced or more diverged starting from 0 to RH, and the scale markings will be more crowded, more nonlinear from RH to infinity. That is what we practically observe in any of the series type ohm meter. A convenient quantity to use in the design of a series type ohm meter is the value of Rx, which causes half scale deflection of the meter. At this position, the resistance across terminals A and B is defined as the half scale resistance RH. Already we discussed about this. This is RH. Its value is equal to the total resistance R1 in series with the parallel combination of Rm and RH. That is here. When does the scale exhibits its half scale, the scale, when does the basic movement shows half scale reading? When the total internal resistance of the circuit is equal to the external resistance. What is the total internal resistance of the circuit here? Rm in parallel with RSH plus RSE. So when Rx is equal to RSE plus RSH in parallel with Rm, then we will get half scale deflection, and That is called as the half scale resistance position on the scale. This is the half scale resistance position of the scale. So RH is equal to RSE plus RSH Rm by RSH plus Rm, the parallel combination expression. So the total resistance presented to the battery then equals 2RH. So one is RH in the circuit connected externally. The other one is the total internal resistance, that is RSE plus RSH in parallel with Rm. So the total resistance presented to the battery equals 2RH, and the battery current needed to supply the half scale deflection is, now when the unknown resistance is RH, the battery produces some current. Out of that current, half the current has to flow through the basic movement and half the current has to flow through the shunt resistance. Then only we will get half scale deflection on the meter like this. So to get half scale deflection on the meter like this, the current provided by the battery uh, the current required by the circuit is IH is equal to E by 2RH. IH is the battery current needed to the supply for half scale deflection is IH is equal to E by 2RH. Let us be careful with the notations, otherwise from here afterwards it would be a bit confusing. Now, for full scale deflection, the battery current must be doubled. That is quite simple logic. For IH, if the basic movement exhibits half scale deflection, right, that is E by 2RH, then for full scale deflection, the current has to be doubled. So I full scale IF is equal to 2 into IH, that is E by RH. Shunt current through RSH is equal to ISH. Shunt current is equal to IF, that is the total battery current. Here please uh, be careful while differentiating the currents. IH is the current provided by the battery, not current through the meter. Current through the meter is different. Current through the meter is only a portion of the current provided by the battery. Here is IH for half scale deflection and here is IF for full scale deflection. When current here is IF, then here IM is equal to IFSD, right? When current supplied by the battery is IF, full current of the battery, then the current through the basic movement is IFSD. Here it has been shown as IFSM, indicating that the full scale current of the meter. Here IF is the current, full scale current provided by the battery. Full scale current through the meter. and this is the current through the shunt resistance. Now, is it clear? The full scale current provided by the battery is equal to the summation of shunt current and the full scale deflection current of the movement. Is that clear? And here, this second equation is altogether a different version that we'll see in a different place. The same are shown with different notations. The same are shown with different notations. Instead of ISH, it has been shown as I2. Instead of IF, it has been shown as IT, I total. And instead of IFM, it has been shown as IFSD. This is more generalized version, and different textbooks anyhow follow different notations. So first let us try stick on to this notation. ISH, that is the shunt resistance, is equal to IF, the full scale current provided by the battery, minus IFM, the full scale deflection current of the meter. So is that clear? Now, we know that the shunt resistance is in parallel with the basic PMMC movement. So whatever is the voltage drop across the shunt resistance, the same would be the voltage drop across the meter also. So ESH, the voltage drop across the shunt, is equal to EM, voltage drop across the basic PMMC movement. And we know that ESH is ISH, the current flowing through the shunt resistance, multiplied with the value of shunt resistance. We know that E is equal to IR, Ohm's law. So ESH can be written as ISH into RSH. Similarly, EM can be written as IFM, full scale deflection current of the movement, IFM, into RM. Now, from this, taking ISH to the right hand side, RSH can be written as IFM into RM divided by ISH. Is that clear? The voltage drop across the shunt resistance is equal to the drop across the basic PMMC movement. So naturally, the expressions for drops are ISH, RSH is equal to IFM, RM. So RSH is equal to IFM, RM by ISH. RSH, once again it has been rewritten. RSH is equal to IFM, RM by ISH. Now, RSH is equal to IFM, RM as it is we have written. What is ISH here? ISH is nothing but IF, that is the full scale current provided by the battery, minus the full scale current of the basic movement. Already I have clearly explained this. ISH is equal to IF minus IFM. So ISH is replaced here with this expression IF minus IFM. And we know that IF is equal to E by RH. Once again here, IF is equal to E by RH. What is IF? Full scale current provided by the battery for the circuit to produce full scale deflection in the meter. That is equal to E by RH. That has been substituted here for IF in the above expression. So RSH is equal to IFM into RM as it is here, divided by, in place of IF, it has been written as E by RH, minus, once again IFM has been written as it is. Now when I simplify this, take LCM here, it would be RH, that can be taken to the numerator. So IFM, RM, RH, and after taking LCM, IFM should be multiplied with RH. So in the denominator it is E minus IFM into RH. So the expression for shunt resistance is manipulated mathematically by using two expressions. One is the expression for ISH equal to IF minus IFM, and the second one is IF is equal to E by RH. By using these two equations, the expression for shunt resistance is manipulated in such a way that it can also be expressed as RS is equal to IFM RM into RH by E minus IFM into RH. Let this be equation 3. Now, from this equation, I will take RSH to the right hand side, and except for RM, the remaining portion I will take to the left hand side. So, RM by RSH, when this comes to the right hand side, it will be in the denominator, and E minus IFM RH by E minus IFM RH. This is on the left hand side, right hand side. When it goes to the left hand side, it has to be reversed. The fraction has to be reversed. So RM by RSH is equal to E minus IFM into RH by IFM into RH. That is the next expression. RM by RSH is equal to E minus IFM RH by IFM into RH. Now, RH is equal to, from the basic concept, when the unknown resistance is equal to half scale deflection resistance RH, then its value is equal to RSE plus the parallel combination of RSH and RSM. Very first equation. So RH is equal to RSE plus RSH RSM by RSH plus RM. This one, the first equation. From this equation, it has been rewritten as RSE taken to the left hand side and RH taken to the right hand side. So RSE is equal to RH minus this fraction RSH RM by RSH plus RM. Now let us concentrate on this portion RSH RM by RSH plus RM is equal to, here I will bring this RSH, this one, to the denominator of the fraction. So it can also be written as RM by RSH plus RM by RSH, like this. Can we write like this? When RSH is brought to the denominator, it has to be inverted. So obviously it will come down in the denominator of this fraction, denominator fraction. So further, when I simplify this, when I take this fraction into two separate fractions, it can be written as RSH by RSH plus RM by RSH. RSH by RSH is 1 and RM by RSH as it is. So it can be written as RM by 1 plus RM by RSH. RM by 1 plus RM by RSH. Now, let us take this portion. Rm by 1 plus Rm by Rsh. Where did we write? Yes, here it has been written. Rm by Rsh is equal to E minus IFM into RH by IFM into RH. So this expression, this ratio is replaced with this in this expression. RSH plus Rm by RSH plus Rm is manipulated as Rm by 1 plus Rm by RSH. And this Rm by RSH is rewritten with E minus IFM RH by IFM RH. So when this is simplified, LCM is taken IFM into RH plus E minus IFM into RH divided by IFM into RH. Now IFM RH positive, IFM RH negative both gets cancelled out, and this IFM RH can be taken to the numerator. So Rm by 1 plus Rm by Rsh is equal to Rm by, here it has been written as it is, E by IFM RH, and now IFM RH is taken to the numerator. So Rm by 1 plus Rm by Rsh is equal to IFM Rm into RH by E. Right? So when we come to this equation, RSH Rm by Rsh plus Rm can be replaced with IFM Rm RH by E. Now see the equation. This equation can be rearranged like this, can be rewritten like this. RSE is equal to RH minus, this is the original part and it has been replaced with this one, IFM Rm RH by E. Let this be equation 4. Now, can you observe here, RH is the value that is given for designing of the circuit. IFM is the full scale deflection current of the meter. Rm, internal resistance of the meter. RH, once again the same, half scale deflection resistance of the ohm meter. E is the battery value. All these parameters are known. So obviously the value of RSE, that is the series resistance in the circuit, can be found out using this expression. Here, this series of mathematical manipulations have to be, starting from here, the series of mathematical manipulations have to be carefully followed and carefully analyzed so as to arrive at this result. Not that difficult also, but at the same time, not that easy also. At least 1 or 2 times we have to practice it so that we can do it perfectly. So the expression for RSE is equal to RH minus IFM Rm into RH by E. And of course, RSH, the shunt resistance expression, is available here itself. IFM Rm RH by E minus IFM RH. This is the expression for shunt resistance, and this is the expression for series resistance. That's it. The design of a shunt type of ohm meter is completed. V is known factor, Rm is known factor, IFSD is known factor, RH half scale deflection resistance, it would be given for the design. We have to design, we have to find out the values of RSE and RSH. For that, the two expressions are, one is RSH is equal to IM RH divided by E minus IFM RH, and the second one is RSE is equal to RH minus IFM RH by E. Once these values are known, it is simple formula application to find out the values of series and shunt resistances. Let us see a simple example problem. A 50 ohm basic movement requiring a full scale deflection current of 1 milliampere is to be used as series ohm meter. The internal battery voltage is 3 volts and the half scale deflection marking desired is 100 ohms. That means the scale has to produce its half scale deflection when external resistance is 100 ohms. Calculate the value of RSE and RSH and the maximum value of RSH to compensate for a 5% drop in the battery voltage. Simple formula application, nothing special is there in the problem. So RH is given as 1000 ohms, Rm is given as 50 ohms, V is 3 volts, IFM is 1 milliampere. We have to find out RSE and RSH. The formula for RSE is equal to RH minus IFM Rm RH by E, and that is equal to 1000 for RH minus IFM is 1 into 10 power minus 3, Rm is 50 and RH is 1000 divided by the battery voltage is 3. When we do this calculation, 10 power 3 and 10 power minus 3 gets cancelled out. 50 by 3. How much it would be? Let us check. 50 by 3 is equal to, and here this is minus 1000. So 983.33. Where is that? Yes, 983.33 is the value of series resistance. And what about shunt resistance? RSH is equal to IFM into Rm into RH by E minus IFM into RH. That is 1 into 10 power minus 3 IFM, 50 Rm, 1000 RH by E 3 minus IFM 1 into 10 power minus 3, RH is 1000. So here 1 into 10 power minus 3 into 1000 is 1. 10 power minus 3, 10 power 3, 1. 3 minus 1 is 2. 50 by 2 is 25. 1 into 10 power 3 into 10 power 3 get cancelled out. Its value is 1. So it is altogether 50 by 2, that is 25 ohms. That is the first part of the given design example. And the second part is maximum value of RSH to compensate for a 5% drop in battery voltage. Suppose if the battery voltage is dropped by 5%, That is, out of 3 volts, it has been dropped by 5%. How much of 5% of 3? 3 into 5 by 100, 15 by 100, that is 0.15. So 2.5, 2.85. The battery voltage has dropped to 2.85. When the battery was 3 volts, it was providing a full scale deflection current of 1 milliampere. Now, when the battery voltage is reduced to 2.85 volts, still the pointer has to deflect to the full scale deflection position. That is how RSH has to be designed. So, what is that new value of RSH? Let us see here. Due to 5% drop in the battery voltage, it becomes 2.85. Apart from that, everything remains the same. IFM is 1 into 10 power minus 3 into 50 into 1000. So numerator becomes simply 50. Denominator is 2.85 minus 1 into 10 power minus 3 into 1000. That is 1. So 2.85 minus 1 is 1.85. 50 by 1.85. 50 by 1.85. So instead of 25 ohms, now the shunt resistance has to be increased. Here it is a potentiometer. So with a slight variation in the potentiometer wiper, it can be changed. So it has to be brought to 27 ohms so that the pointer deflects to the full scale deflection on the meter. So is that clear? Only two formulae are there. You can by heart the formulae in order to solve the design problems, but if it is required to derive the expressions, you have to do practice at least 2 to 3 times. Now, the same circuit used in different books, other standard textbooks, is given as R2 in case of RSH and R1 in case of RSE and RM in case of RM is obvious, it's the same. And here for battery voltage, it is given as IB instead of IF. And here instead of IFM, the full scale deflection current, it is given as IFSD. Now with these notations, let us see here. R1 is the current limiting resistor, R2 is the zero adjust resistor, E is the internal battery, Rm is the internal resistance of the d orthogonal moment, Rx is the unknown resistance. It consists, all this once again the same is given. It consists of d orthogonal moment connected in series with a resistance and a battery to which the unknown resistance Rx is connected. The current through the movement depends on the magnitude of the unknown resistor. Meter indication is proportional to the value of unknown resistance. The unknown resistance Rx is equal to 0, that is the terminals A and B are shorted. Maximum current flows in the circuit. Shunt resistance R2 is adjusted until the moment indicates full scale deflection current, that is IFSD. The full scale current position of the pointer is marked as 0 ohm on the scale. Extreme right hand side of the meter is marked as 0 ohm. When Rx is equal to infinity, that is when the terminals A and B are open, the current in the circuit drops to 0. Why? Because the loop is open. Movement indicates 0 current and it is marked as infinity on the scale. Extreme left hand side position of the scale is marked as infinity. A convenient quantity used in the design of series type of ohm meter is RH. At this value, Rx causes half scale deflection of the meter. Resistance across terminals A and B is defined as the half scale position resistance, and it is indicated with the symbol, of course, RH. If IFSD is the full scale deflection current, RM internal resistance of the movement, E the battery voltage, and RH battery half scale position resistance are known, then the values of R1 and R2 can be found out. The same analysis has been done here, and let us see final expressions. Yes, the final expressions, as you can see here, are R2 is equal to IFSD RM RH divided by E minus IFSD RH. In the previous case, it was IFSM RM RH by E minus IFSM RH. And here, instead of IT, it was given as IF. So that is the full scale current provided by the battery. Now here it is given as IT, total current. A simple change in notation. It is uh, indicated with the symbol IT, saying that it is total current instead of IF, that is full scale current. And the other equation R1, the series resistance, is RH minus R2 Rm by R2 plus Rm, and it can be solved by substituting other equations to R1 is equal to RH minus IFSD Rm RH by E. In the previous case, R1 was RSE is equal to RH minus IFSM Rm RH by E. Now here it is, in place of RSE, it is R1, and in place of IFSM, it is IFSD. Similarly, R2 is RSH, shunt resistance, and IFSD is IFSM, IT is IF. These are only the changes. So, for students following different textbooks, you should be aware of the basic concept and should not get confused with the symbols used for different variables. So when you are thorough with the concept, you need not worry of which notation or which symbol it is used in the analysis. You can easily arrive at the final results following the basic concepts. So the basic concept is important. So the two equations are given as this one. Now a design example is the ohm meter of figure 6.1 uses a 50 ohm basic movement. IFSD is given as 50 ohm. Sorry, RM is given as 50 ohm, requiring a full scale current of 1 milliampere. IFSD is 1 milliampere. The internal battery voltage is 3 volts. For half scale deflection is 2000 ohm. Calculate the value of R1 and R2. It is simple formula application, as I told already. Now let us try to do it simply by using calculator directly. IFSD 1 milliampere, RM 50 ohm, RH 2000 ohm by E 3 volts. So IFSD is 1 milliampere. 1 milliampere means 0.001, 10 power minus 3 into RM is 50. 50 into RH 2000. 2000 is equal to, divided by, what is the value of E? E is 3 volts. So divided by 3. This is one value. And this value has to be subtracted from RH, that is 2000. So let me take this in this way. So that negative term is there because I have taken in the reverse direction. 2000 minus 33.333, it has to be. So obviously its value is 1966.67. You can write. That much should be the resistance value R1, isn't it? And R2 is, first let us check the denominator. E minus IFSD into RH. IFSD is 1 milliampere. RH is 2 kilo ohms. So 1 milliampere into 2 kilo ohms is 1 into 10 power minus 3, 2 into 10 power 3. So it is 1 into 2 simply. So denominator is 3 minus 2, that is 1. Denominator is 1. So you need not worry about the denominator. Now let us see the numerator. IFSD is 1 milliampere. RH is 2 kilo ohms. So 1 into 10 power minus 3 into 2 into 10 power 3. Its value is 2. Multiplied with Rm is 50. So 2 into 50 is 100. So 100 divided by 1. So its value is 100 ohms. So what is the value of R1? R1 value should be 1966 is equal to 1966.66 ohms. And what is the value of R2? Should be equal to 2 into 50, that is 100 ohms. This is how simple it is to design a series type ohm meter. Is it clear? Right. So till now we discussed about the series type ohm meter construction, and we have seen a few design examples also. The next topic is shunt type ohm meter, thus that we will see in the next class. Thank you.